Welcome back to Adobe Photoshop CC. In this tutorial we're going to continue the Viking text project. This is part 2. So in this tutorial we're going to discover how to actually create this text here. Previous tutorial we kind of discovered how to add all the textures and these images here from Illustrator, creating sort of vectors and then adding bevel and emboss style effects to them. So now let's see how to add some text here. So here's the original again, which is really cool. So we're going to turn on this text copy. We're going to kind of start from scratch. Before I do that though, real quick, I just want to point out that the difference, actually turn off the eyeball here. If I do turn off this mask here, this is what this texture looks like on for the background. And again, if we open it up, all we have here is I have basically masked off the if you can see here, if I remove the mask, you can see I got rid of essentially the white areas here. So if I hold Alt or Option and click on it, and you'll notice there's a fill of 0. So again, just like the other images here, if I bring it all the way up to 100% and remove that mask and the effects, you'll see kind of what's going on there. But yeah, so there's lots of different things going on in here, but mainly I just selected the background of this image and did a select similar to get rid of it and leave just the lines there. So I just wanted to point that out real quick. And then yeah, so here we are back. Let's add our text again, this one, and we'll go through these different effects here that we're going to apply. So we're going to double click on the layer. Again, don't double click on the text part or the T, but usually double click in the gray. The first effect we're going to apply is the bevel emboss, and click on that. And right away it's set to the emboss smooth, which was the last ones I chose here. So which of these do we choose? I mean, you can click in through here and choose which one you want, but really it's the inner bevel and then chisel hard are the ones we want. By the way, let me cancel it here for a second and just turn this one off and double click on it. You can actually see inner bevel, chisel hard. You can see all the sort of options I have here. We're basically going to try and imitate that and copy it on the other text. The first thing I want to point out was that, forgot to mention this, that the text has a fill of 0. So without these effects, you see no text essentially. So the first thing we'd want to do is drop the fill eventually. I'm going to leave it 100% right now, but once I start applying some effects, I could drop it. Actually, I could drop it right now. I could drop it 0% right now. The other thing I wanted to show you was what type of text do we have here. Let's increase it all the way back at 100%. Double click on the T and you can see up here in the text which one I have chosen, which is this Palatino linotype bold set at 400 point. I mean, you could choose whatever kind you want. I just thought this looked kind of cool. Looks it's got some cool serifs and it has sort of what I would call like Viking type of look. So yeah, so let's go ahead and click on it again, make it active. Again, I'm going to drop the fill to 0%, double click on it, and then add the bevel emboss. Once I do that, you'll see the bevel emboss effect, and then we're going to choose that inner bevel, and we're going to choose chisel hard, and then you can see the effect of down. It gives you that insert like it's cut away. We want it to poof out, so we're going to go with the up direction. The depth we can adjust here. It gives you basically more crisp. Same with the size. What we want with the size is we want to bring it out where you get this sort of line edge down the middle. That's really important. So once it gets close to the middle there, you don't have to keep going. I mean, it's basically maxed out about there. Don't really want to apply any softening too much, so a little bit's okay. And then mainly that's pretty much it for the top part. The bottom part, I'm going to keep the same global light which I had before, same settings. So up here in the highlight mode, which is what gives it the brightness here, you can click in here and choose sort of a light from your scene here and actually pick a color, which is kind of nice, then click OK. I wanted to go with linear dodge add as a blend mode, which will basically give me the brightest of the light, and I can click in here and choose pure white to make it even brighter, which I kind of like. Under multiply, I clicked in here and again kind of went for kind of a shadow in here and clicked, and until I got something that looked good. Last one was kind of purple, so depends on where you click. You can end up with different colors sort of shadows, but yeah, something like that. I'm going to cancel out. I like the color I have there selected, actually, but you can adjust the opacity here. I want the shadow to be kind of dark and the highlight to be kind of strong, so I'm going to increase both of those a little bit. Then I'm going to add the contour. The contour just adds a little more brightness and a little bit extra shadow underneath. And then the texture. Texture is really cool. If you click in here under the patterns, you may have a few patterns. I actually have the pattern I want right here, which is this. If I hover over it, it'll kind of tell me what it is, which is light marble. But you can, if you're not seeing the pattern you want, go to this little widget here, click on it, and you can go down, and there's all kinds of patterns here. And so I added the rock patterns here, and you can click on it, and then you can do a append or replace. I'm going to cancel out because I already got them in here, but that's the one I like right there. Once I have it, then it's a matter of scaling it to the size I want. You can see how to adjust the scale here. If you make it really big, it kind of breaks it up quite a bit. I think it's somewhere, a little bit lower is better. It has a little more grain. And then the depth value, the more you go either direction, it kind of pushes it out or in. And I just want a little bit of that to show through, so it doesn't have to be quite so strong. Something like 59, 60% looks pretty good. Again, these might not be the exact results I had before. Next thing I might want to add is a color overlay, which will give me a darkening effect. And I can click in here and then choose some sort of dark color in here and click OK. And that really makes the text pop out. The color overlay does a lot for this text here. The next thing, of course, we would need then is the drop shadow. The drop shadow adds a lot. So if I click on drop shadow, I currently like the global light settings. I can choose to reduce the distance here, though, so you can adjust that. I like the distance where it kind of was before, about there. The spread will essentially make it sort of sharper or softer. So if you want like a little bit of softer shadow, and that's in correlation with the size. So the size, as you increase it, it basically blurs it out completely. And something like that looks pretty good. Now the color is set to black, but I can click in here and actually choose a color in here in my scene, which will actually make it better. It'll make it more united. I kind of like that color there, but maybe just darken it up a little bit. Click OK, and that looks really great. I think I like this better than what I had before. So those are the different attributes in the style effects that I apply. Again, they'll be a little bit different. I mean, here's the original. Let me turn that one on. You can see how the texture pops out a little bit more, and the dark shadows a little bit darker. I kind of like the softer look of the light. Maybe have the more depth in terms of the shadow by having a stronger distance might be nice. Just a little bit more. Click OK. I mean, that's what's great about these style effects too, is they're completely parametric, so you can always adjust them until your heart's content. So anyways, should wrap up the Viking text project. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial on Adobe Photoshop CC. Until next time, cheers.